Welcome back. My guest is Andrew Cochran, and he is the registrar for the city of Roanoke. Thank you for joining me today. I'd like to tell our viewers about the new voter ID law and start by talking about when this law is effective.
This law became effective July 1st of this year. It was enacted last year and was effective July 1st. For residents of the city, it won't actually impact them until the November 4th election.
Okay, so talk a little bit more about if they have a photo ID but it's expired, they can get a new one. Talk about that a little bit.
Right. The state of Virginia just recently gave full definition to the word valid ID. So anything that has the word valid in front of it, like a driver's license being a valid driver's license, must be expired no more than 1 year. If anything is expired or you do not have a photo ID, we're offering a free ID in our office. And we're also traveling into the community to offer those as well.
Great. Now, what if somebody shows up on voting day and they don't have, their ID is not valid? What happens?
This is very important. I'd like to encourage anybody who maybe gets to election day and doesn't have that photo ID. You can go to your regular polling location. You can vote what's called a provisional ballot. You'll be given a statement that has information in it about getting an ID. You have until Friday noon, the week of the election, to get that ID to the electoral board. You can actually vote provisionally on paper. You can come into our office immediately after that, process a photo ID, and we will give you a temporary ID that'll count so that your vote will count.
So not having a valid ID is not a reason not to come out and vote?
Absolutely not.
Because you can address that if that happens.
Absolutely.
Okay, so voting, just talk about voting in general. So how does one register to vote if they haven't already?
Several ways. You can go online to vote. That's an easy way. You can come into our office. All of the local post offices and libraries, we keep applications in there, so you can pick one up if you prefer paper. Online is quick and easy. You can also make changes to your existing registration online. If you need to register and get a photo ID, you can come into our office and do both at the same time.
And is there a window of time before an election that you must register? Speak to that
3 weeks. The third Tuesday before the election is the cutoff date.
And for anybody who might not know, tell us where the registrar's office is located and what your hours are.
We are in the Noel C. Taylor Municipal Building, which is actually located 215 Church Avenue, but we are across the street directly from the Roanoke Times building. If you know where Blue 5 restaurant is, we are catty-cornered right across the street from that. There's a handicap-accessible ramp that comes right up. You go in that door, and we're the first door on the right. And
do you still offer the service to go to people who can't get out to vote? And
curbside?
Yes.
Yes, we do. And I'll mention that we do have absentee voting period beginning Friday, September 19th for 45 days prior to every election. And we do have the 2 Saturdays before each general election where we're open as well. We have curbside voting during that entire time.
So if somebody needs the curbside, they just call your office and make arrangements?
Yes. Or they can just actually show up, or sometimes someone brings them and they can come in and we'll take our machines out.
If somebody wanted more information, they had some questions, how could they get that?
They can call our office at 853-2181, or our website has a lot of information about the photo ID, how to register, how to keep your registration current, and that is located at roanokeva.gov/registrar, and lots of information there.
Well, there's been, I'm sure, a lot of talk about the voter ID, and I just wanted to make sure people knew exactly what they needed, information they needed to have before the election came up this fall.
Yes,
so.
I appreciate that.
Okay, thanks.
We realize that Roanoke is a transient community. Some people rely on public transportation and may not always find it convenient to get downtown. So we have a number of events throughout the city that we are committed to participating in, like the Henry Street Festival and a number of other things. I had one this morning, and we collected over 40 new IDs there. So that will be posted on our website tomorrow, and if one of those events is more convenient for you to go, we'll be processing that ID out in the community.
So there'll be a lot of opportunities.
Lots of opportunities, yes.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be right back.